right, so this topic has come up frequently on social media for the past 2 days, and I feel like it's dominated a lot of the off-season talks ahead of the playoff games tomorrow, and I feel like it needs to be addressed. So the news reports are accurate that DeShaun Watson is unhappy with the Houston Texans, specifically because he was told that he would be involved with their hiring process of head coach and general manager. And so far, it looks like that has not been true because they have hired a general manager of which he had no part in. So, um, I'm just going to say it. No, it's not realistic to speculate that DeShaun Watson is going to be traded, and it's hyper unrealistic to expect that the Minnesota Vikings are going to be able to pull off that trade. So, for a number of reasons. Number one, DeShaun Watson is what you call a proven commodity. He is an elite quarterback in the NFL, and those are super rare. The thing about the Houston Texans is that Bill O'Brien put them in such a horrible situation where they are going to be struggling to rebuild for at least 2 to 3 years. Quick turnarounds are possible, but they have very few resources in order to make that happen. Would they like to do something that would, put themselves in a better position to have more resources or recoup some of those resources? Yes, absolutely. Trading an elite Pro Bowl quarterback that could potentially win you a Super Bowl is not ideal. And there's financial things behind it, like, all of his signing bonuses and all of the guaranteed money that he would be owed immediately. And there's, the risk of being the general manager that traded away DeShaun Watson. It's too risky. It's not realistic. Now some of the trade speculations that I've seen on social media for the last couple of days are ridiculous. You're not going to get DeShaun Watson for pennies on the dollar. I don't care how bad Houston is, and I don't care how upset he is with the team. They're still going to do what's in their best interest, and what's in their best interest right now is to keep DeShaun Watson and figure out a way to mend the relationship. Now, if there ever was a situation where they were like, okay, we're going to do this, the amount that they would request in return would be astronomical. Benjamin Albright posted on Twitter yesterday or this morning, I believe. I think it was yesterday. The hypothetical return package that they would want in a DeShaun Watson trade is 3 first-rounders, 3 second-rounders, and a player just to get the ball rolling. Now, name me an NFL team that thinks that that is a good idea, because what you are basically doing is putting yourself in purgatory. If you don't have draft capital, you are not going to be able to sustain a franchise, and you're going to set yourself back for 10 years. Once your window closes, it is closed for good for a long time. This is reminiscent of the Ricky Williams trade when he was drafted by the New Orleans Saints. Mike Dickes calls up I forget the other team he traded with. I think it was Washington, if I remember correctly. But he said, I'm going to give you all my picks plus a 1 and a 3 next year. And they said, of course, you're an idiot. We will gladly take that trade. Now, Washington never turned that into anything, but had they been a more competent franchise, they probably could have. And the Saints suffered because of it. Now, you can't have. So I don't think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to do that because, one, you're taking out a whole bunch of money. Two, you're risking the rookie contract of Trevor Lawrence. The Texans shouldn't trade for the number 1 pick for DeShaun Watson anyway, because Trevor Lawrence, despite being a quote unquote generational prospect and one of the best quarterback prospects we've seen since Andrew Luck, arguably, he's still a prospect. There's still a 50-50 chance that he's not going to translate to the next level. He could very well be a failure. He could very well be a bust. We don't know. There's enough evidence for us to be confident that that's not going to happen, but it's still a possibility. We can't eliminate it. And as far as the Vikings go, we are in salary cap hell. We need a lot of things on this team to be fixed. Yes, we're going to get Danielle Hunter back. Yes, we're going to get Michael Pierce, Anthony Barr, Eric Kendricks. I understand all of that. But Kirk Cousins, despite my complaints and problems with him, is not going anywhere. Not this year anyway. If they didn't extend him in the spring last year, we'd be one of the front runners to get DeShaun Watson in a trade. If it was realistic, which it's not still. And the fact that we don't have the salary cap space, we would be turning over even more money to the quarterback position and that would greater handicap us in the ability to rebuild this defense that is just too young and too inexperienced. We need our draft picks. In fact, we need more draft picks. We don't have a second round pick this year. We cannot sacrifice the future for a quarterback of DeShaun Watson's payroll right now. We just absolutely can't. That's one of my biggest problems with Kirk Cousins, is that he gets paid an astronomical amount of money, and I don't believe that he plays up to that earning. I just don't. Now, if we had DeShaun Watson on Kirk Cousins' contract, and I could be misspeaking because I don't believe DeShaun Watson makes less than Kirk Cousins. It's not possible, right? If we had DeShaun Watson on a Kirk Cousins contract, I would take that all day. But in closing, listen, it's fun to speculate. It's going to be one of the things that we do for the entire offseason, but this one is just a clickbait knee-jerk reaction to reports that a elite player at a position of great need for a lot of teams is unhappy with his current environment, and we're all playing the guessing game of where he could go. It's fun to play those games, but at the same time, even if it was realistic, I think you are just in a world where you would be sacrificing way too much, and it's better to not spend all of that draft capital and all of that money just for an upgrade that maybe you can't afford right now. So would I like to have DeShaun Watson on the Minnesota Vikings? Yes, of course. I think nobody says no to that. Do the current circumstances allow for that to be a realistic probability? No, I don't believe so. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Of course, I think everybody wants DeShaun Watson, but do you believe that it's a probability, and what would you be willing to give up for it? That's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.